Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is CodeWrite Technology Limited. I am Eric Mensa. So this video is for those who want to learn how to do mobile app development. So over the years, I've had several experience in web app development, mobile app development, and among others. And I would like to share these few knowledge with you. So without much ado, let's get into it. So I think the path to becoming a mobile app developer is quite a difficult one, I might say. I would not have been here without a lot of effort. I've put in a lot of sleepless nights to get here. But then I want to guide you with through the simplest path to be able to achieve this. So I'll be giving you practical sessions and demonstrate to you how this can be done. So I'll start with the basics, the basic stuffs. We'll start with what you would need at least to get started with mobile app development. So some few things that I want you to keep in mind of some of the things you will need. What will you need for this whole tutorial? So first, you will need a smartphone. I would recommend you get for iPhone, if you have an iPhone, iOS of about 16 and above. And if you are using an Android, I would recommend an Android operating system of 10 and above. So if you have an iPhone, go to your settings, go to the about and check. If you have an Android, go to your settings and then check your Android version. So the next thing you will need is Expo Go. Now Expo Go is an app that allow us to run our code without having to compile or build our app into either an APK for Android and then maybe an IPA for iOS. This app is provided by Expo. So you work together with the Expo integrated platform, which we'll talk about in the next few minutes. Now, Expo Go is like a sandbox that runs your code without having to compile your app into APK, as I said. So let's install this Expo Go on our phone, and you can install Expo Go from either Play Store or App Store. So I'm using an iPhone, so I'll be installing it on the App Store. You can install yours from Play Store.
So you go to your App Store from your phone, regardless of which device you are using. If you are using an Android, you just open your Android. If you are using an iOS, you open your iOS. You search for Expo Go. Yeah, I have mine already installed, so I can just once you install yours and you are done, you hit on open to open. So here we are. This is Expo, and this will help us to run our apps.
The second thing that you will need will be an ID, integrated development environment. It's just a text editor. So in all of this knowledge I'm sharing with you, I would want you to keep in mind that you would not be able to get through it if this is your first time experiencing programming of any sort, right? So it will be difficult. So I prefer people who want to become mobile app developers who have had an experience in maybe web app development or any kind of So the second application that you need to install, this one will have to be on your PC, right? So or laptop. So if you are using Mac, you can install Visual Studio Code from Google. Just go search for Visual Studio Code, download and install. If you are using Windows 2, it's the same thing. and it's very easy to set up with Windows and iOS. Okay,
So open your browser and go to Google and search for VS Code. Open the first one, VS Visual Studio Code. Okay, and click on download. For Windows, you click on download for Windows. For any other operating system, I use Mac, so I'll be going with the Mac. So once you click on download, it will direct you to the page to download, then it will start downloading. Okay, so that's all.
the next thing to install will be the Expo on your laptop or PC. And for Expo, there are a few things that you will need in order to run Expo on your Windows or Mac or any other platform that we use. I'm assuming most people will be using either Windows or Mac. So you will need Node.js. Node.js is a cross-platform environment that allow you to run JavaScript codes without using a web browser. It also comes with npm, which is a package manager for JavaScript codes. It's very useful for running JavaScript, and it can be installed on any platform: Windows, Linux, Unix, and Mac OS. So, and it's easy, very easy to download and install. So I'm going to show you how to download and install Node.js from Google.
So to install Node, go to your browser. On Google, you can just search for Node.js and hit on download. Now, as at the time I'm doing this, they have changed their interface a little. So if you know their page has been changed a little, so kindly take note of that. There are two ways to install Node on your machine. Currently, they have more than one way, right? You have the package manager version, the pre-built installer, um, pre-built binary, and then the source code, right? We are not interested in the last two. This tool is useful for installing the current or the LTS, the long-term support. So what we want, this LTS stands for, means that this is the most um, the version that has existed for the longest time and it's more stable. So which is the one that we'll be going with. Now on Mac, if you're installing from Mac, you will choose this and then you will choose which package manager you'll be using to install. Now for Mac, I could use Brew, and Brew is easy to install with Brew using this command. They have listed the command here. And once you run them, so this command will be for installation. Once it's done, you can run node um, minus v1 to check if it is installed. If it is installed, node will work, and npm, which is the package manager itself for node, um, node JavaScript libraries, would also work. So these are the two important commands that you run after three important commands, right? The brew would allow you to install. Now, if you are using Mac, you know about brew. So if you are using if you are using Windows, you can also use your PowerShell, right? And with that one, you would run this command: get wind install, and you run this one, and you run this one, and afterwards, once it is installed, you now run node v. But this is the long process. I would advise them, if you are new, go with the pre-built installer. This one will download the um, an installable file or program to install, which is the one we are used to. So you choose the version, and then for Mac you choose Mac, and then you choose whether you are running with x64 or ARM. Now x64 is for those who are using Mac OS, which are running the which are on the Intel processor. Okay, the Intel processor ones. So if you are running a Mac that is on Intel processor, use the x64. If you are running Mac that is on the latest Mac M1 chip or M2 chip, then use the ARM. Okay, so please take note. If you are running on an M1 chip or M2 chip, don't use the x64. It will not be compatible. Now, once you have selected that, if you are using Windows, you choose Windows and you choose the same thing with Windows, and then you just hit on download. So once the download is complete, then you run the installer for Windows. And if you are using Mac too, you run the installer for Mac, and that'll be that.